Hello and welcome. This is Jub back with some World of Warships Legends. Today, I'd like to talk about the Tier 2 Russian cruiser, the Bogatyr. I enjoyed the challenge of this ship. I will admit that I did not initially gel with the ship. It's a beautiful looking ship, definitely overgunned. So without further ado, let's have a look at some of the statistics. The Bogatyr has a reload time of 7.9 seconds on its main batteries, as well as a chance to set fire with an HE of 9%. Coupled with its long firing range of about 12.8, which is among the largest of the tier, it was adequate with its main guns. Of course, its main guns are considerably more powerful than perhaps other ships in the tier because of its notable lack of torpedoes. Its HE shells do 1900 damage, and its AP do 2400. Its survivability was there amongst the best of the tier. The amount of main batteries, the 12 times 1, plus the additional 2 times 2 of the 130mm guns was very impressive. I did find that the 180-degree turn time of 36 seconds felt really slow on this ship. When you got into a close-range brawl, it was hard to keep up and keep your guns on focus. And the slightest adjustment of your rudder would kind of set your firing bloom all over the place. The best thing about this ship is that it has if you get it at the right range, it has a needle-fine dispersion. Basically, every shell will enter the water or the target at basically the same place, which is immensely good, I think, in real life, but maybe in this game a little bit of dispersion, especially against a turning destroyer, can be advantageous. For me, Kuznetsov was the best. After trying several different builds, I decided that the AP buff was the best play. I took beyond range, intuitive, so that you could hunt down destroyers. I then took punch through to make the difference of being able to fight against tier 3 targets a lot easier, especially battleships. And then I took fixated to increase the shell grouping and a refill station to increase my fire range when fighting in formation with an ally. For inspirations, I feel that Francesco Mambelli and Charles Madden would be the best. I have an interesting game to show you today, where I'm the last man standing on the team, and there are 4 active enemies coming my way. So while we have a look at that footage, I want to talk a little bit about the history of the Bogatyr. The cruiser Bogatyr launched in 1901 and was the lead ship of the Bogatyr class of 4 protected cruisers, built between 1898 and 1907 for the Imperial Russian Navy. After the completion of the Pallada class, the Russian Navy issued requirements for 3 large protected cruisers to 3 separate companies. The Varavag was ordered from William Cramp & Son in Philadelphia, the United States. Askold was ordered from the Crump Germanian Wharf in Kiel, Germany, and the Bogatyr from Wolkenstetten, also in Germany. Although Askold was the fastest cruiser in the Russian fleet at the time of commissioning, the Bogatyr was selected for further development into a new class of ship. The Bogatyr was laid down in the AG Wolkenstetten shipyard in Stettin, Germany, on the 22nd of December 1899. Launched on the 30th of January 1901 and commissioned on the 20th of August 1902, she initially entered service with the Russian Baltic Fleet. At the start of the Russo-Japanese War of 1904 to 1905, the Bogatyr was stationed at Vladivostok with the Russian Pacific Fleet's cruiser squadron under the overall command of Rear Admiral Karl Jessen. This squadron operated in the Sea of Japan and in waters near the Japanese home islands for commerce raiding and reconnaissance. During the first months of the war, the squadron made a number of sorties against the Japanese shipping, but only one was reasonably successful when the merchant vessel Hachi Maru, carrying 18 28-centimeter siege howitzers and over 1,000 troops intended for the siege of Port Arthur, was sunk in June of 1904. In response, the Imperial Japanese Navy assigned Vice Admiral Kamimura with a squadron of 8 cruisers to pursue and destroy the Russian squadron. However, on the 15th of May 1904, the Bogatyr struck rocks in Armour Bay and was so badly damaged that she could not be adequately repaired for the remainder of the war, and largely remained docked at Vladivostok. At the end of the war, the Bogatyr was repaired and reassigned to the Russian Baltic Fleet. The Bogatyr was deployed in the Mediterranean when a large earthquake struck Sicily. On the 28th of December 1908, together with the Slava Suseverich and Admiral Markov, Bogatyr assisted the rescue efforts at Messina. Some of the crew were killed and injured by aftershocks while attempting to rescue people from the rubble. In 1912, the Bogatyr underwent a complete refit and modernisation program at Kronstadt. At the start of World War I, Bogatyr was part of the Russian 1st Cruiser Brigade in the Baltic Sea, and on the 26th of August 1914, together with Pallada, she captured the light German cruiser SMS Magdeburg off of Usama on the north coast of Estonia. The German crew scuttled their ship to avoid capture, but the German captain, Lieutenant Commander Habernick, was captured by the Russians together with the German code book. For the remainder of the year and early into 1915, Bogatyr covered mine-laying operations in the Baltic as well as laying mines herself. Mines laid by Bogatyr are credited with sinking the German light cruiser SMS Augsburg off Bornholm. And on 2nd of July 1915, the Bogatyr participated in the Battle of Åland Island. On the 1st of July 1915, a squadron consisting of the armoured cruisers, the Admiral Markov, Bayan, Oleg, Bogatyr, Bruick and Novik, under Rear Admiral Mikhail Barkov in Oleg, left their harbours in order to bombard Klaipeda. While sailing through thick fog, Bruick and Novik separated from the main group and later acted independently. On the same day, the German mine-laying cruiser, the SMS Albatross, screened by the armoured cruiser SMS Rune and the light cruisers SMS Augsburg and SMS Luxbeck, and 7 destroyers under Commodore Johannes von Karp were laying mines off Åland Island. After completing his mission, Karp reported back through the radio. Karp's message was intercepted and decoded. When Bakarov became aware of the German squadron's whereabouts, the bombardment of Klaipeda was cancelled, and the squadron then focused on intercepting the German mine layers with constant assistance of the naval staff. In the early morning of July 2nd, 1915, the Russian squadron spotted and immediately opened fire on the Augsburg, the Albatross, and 3 torpedo boats. Karp commanded Rune and Lubeck, which at the time were heading towards La Peña, to return to Gotland. At the same time, he ordered the Albatross to find shelter in Swedish territorial waters. Bogatyr and Oleg managed to catch up with Albatross and open fire. The flaming Albatross turned hard to the port, where the Oleg checked this manoeuvre. She then swung around hard to the starboard, where the Bogatyr again checked this escaping manoeuvre. The last option was for the flaming Albatross to run aground on the island of Estergårn. Bayan, Oleg and Ruick then attempted to return to base. A couple of hours later, they encountered Rune and Lubeck, and a short artillery duel followed. A shortage of shells forced the Russian cruisers to retreat, and fearing a possible arrival of reinforcements, the damaged German ships also chose to retreat.
The ship is on fire.
As the German armoured cruiser SMS Prince Albert and Prince Heinrich sailed to reinforce the German squadron, Prince Albert was torpedoed by a British submarine, the HMS E9, and was forced to limp to shore. This battle is regarded as the first instance of Russian signal intelligence. Well, that's it. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed hearing this history, then please hit that like button. If you've got anything to say, put it in the comments below. And if you want to be updated when I make my next video, hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you next time.